Dear students, we'll be continuing with the real numbers lesson. Yesterday we learned about real numbers root 2, root 3. We learned a theorem about root 2 and we also learned how to construct root 10 or number line. Today we'll be learning further in the lesson. We'll be learning about surds. The next topic in this lesson is surds. Now what are surds? The definition says if a is a positive rational number and nth root of a is x, and if x is an irrational number, then x is called a surd. In short, surd is an irrational root. Now the definition will not help you understand surd. Let's take some examples. Let's see some examples. For example, we know that 3 square is 9. That means square root of 9 answer will be 3, and we know that there can be two square roots, positive and negative square roots. Okay, now similarly we know that 4 square is 16. So if I have to find square root of 16, the answer will be 4. Okay, now there are some numbers whose square root you will not get as a rational number. For example, square root of 5. 5 is not a perfect square. So square root of 5 is possible using division method. It will be in decimal number. But square root of 5 you might not get a rational number. You will get it as irrational number. So square root of 5 will be called as surd. Remember children, whose roots you are not able to find using normal method, whose method you have to go for division method, and where the decimal number turns out to be non-terminating, non-recurring, such roots are called as surds. For example, square root of, square root of 7. When you do it by division method, you will get it as a non-recurring, non-terminating number. For example, cube root of 9 is again a surd, because square root of 9 we know is 3, but cube root of 9 we cannot find except for using division or some other method. Then if we have fifth root of 25, this is also a surd. We know that 2 cube is 8. That means cube root of 8 should be 2. So this is not a surd because you can find the answer. Say for example, cube root of 25. Cube root of 25 is not possible to find. Square root of 25 is 5. Cube root of 25 we cannot find. The answer, whatever you will be getting, it will be non-terminating, non-recurring. You have other methods of finding cube root of 25. How we have learned in 8th standard, division method for finding square roots of 2 and square root of 3 and 5. Okay, so such numbers are called as surds. Okay, we'll see some examples. We'll see some more things related to surds. Now in a surd, when you have a surd, what are the terms related to the surd? The terms related to the surd. The first thing, say for example, nth root of a is here. Nth root of a. So n will be called the order of the surd. A will be called the radicand of the surd. And this root sign, which is called the root sign, this sign is called radical sign, or you can just say root sign, radical sign. Okay, so some examples I have written over here. See, cube root of 5. Cube will be the order, 3 will be the order, and radicand will be 5. 7th root of 9. 7 will be order and radicand will be 9. Square root of 3. Now see, whenever it is square root of 3, the order is understood to be 2 children's. We don't write it. By default, it is square root of 3. It's written like this. So when it is square root of 3, the order is 2 and the radicand over here is 3. Now in this lesson we'll be learning all the surds of order 2. We'll be learning or we'll be further solving surds of order 2. Okay, and surds of order 2 are called quadratic surds. They are called quadratic surds. Quadratic word must be familiar for you. You must have learned about quadratic equations. Quadratic equations are those equations whose degree is 2. So quadratic surds are those surds whose order is 2. The order should be 2. Okay. Now further we'll be learning some sums related to surd. Okay. The first sum will be to solve simplest form of the surd. How to calculate simplest form of a surd. A surd, for example, over here, root 27. When you factorize root 27 when you factorize, you can write it as 3 into 9. 3 into 9, why? Because 9 is a perfect square. 9 will come out of the square root. 9 square root is 3 and this 3 remains inside. So the simplest form of surd root 27 is 3 root 3. You have to make it into simple form. Let's take another example, root 50. Now root 50 can be written as either 5 tens are 50 or 25 twos are 50. Now you have to choose whether to write 5 tens are 50 or 25 twos are. Now when you write 5 tens are 50, 5 tens are 50, you see that none of the number over here is perfect square. Neither 5 is perfect square, neither 10 is perfect square. But if you write 50 as 25 twos are, you can see that 25 is a perfect square. And 25 can come out of the square root sign then. So we write 50 as 25 twos are. So 25 will come out of the square root sign. 25 square root is 5 and this 2 remains inside the square root sign. So the simplest form of root 50 is 5 root 2. Let's solve similarly root of 250. Now again root of 250 can be written as 25 tens are, because 25 is a perfect square, and 10 is 5 twos are. Neither 5 is perfect square, neither 2 is perfect square. So let 10 be as it is. So 250 can be written as 25 tens are. 25 square root is 5 and 10 remains inside the square root. Now let's see 112. Now 112 we can factorize and find out the factors. 2 5s are 10, 1 carry, 2 6s are 12, 2 2s are 4, 1 carry, 2 8s are 16, 2 1s are 2, 2 4s are 8, 2 7s are 14, 7 1s are. So if you'll observe, it is 2 2s are 4, 4 2s are 8, 8 2s are 16. 16 7s are gives you 112. And 16 is a perfect square. So 112 can be written as 16 sevens are. So 16 square root will be 4 and 7 will remain inside. So this is how simplest form of a surd is calculated. Now the next thing we learn about surds is like or unlike surds. Like surds means when you change the surd in the simplest form, the surd portion should be same. See, for example, here it is root 2, here it is root 3. So they are not like surds. Take these two surds. The surd portion is root 2, the surd portion is root 10. These two are not like surds. So let's check whether here we get like surds away. Now root 52. Now root 52 is not in the simplest form. We need to make it into simplest form. Let's do factorization of 52. 2 2s are 4, 1 carry, 2 6 are 12, 2 1s are 2, 2 3s are 6. So it is 4 13s are. So 52 can be written as 4 into 13. Whereas 5 root 13 is already in simplest form. 13 cannot be factorized further. Now 4 square root is 2. So 2 will come out. Inside root 13 will remain, and this will be 5 root 13 as it is. So now if you'll observe the third portion, that is this root portion, if you'll observe, they are same. The order is same, the radicand is same, order is same 2 2, radicand inside number is same 13 13. So such surds are called like surds. They both are same, so they are called like surds. You have to see only the third portion, not the outside number. Only see the third portion. If they are same, we call it like surds. Okay. Now let's go for the next sum. The next sum is 5 root 5 and root 75. Now root 75. Root 75 can be written as 25 threes. 75 can be written as 25 threes, and 5 root 5 is already in the simplest form. 5 we cannot make it further small, right? So 5 root 5 is already in the simplest form, and 75 can be written as 25 threes. Okay, so this will be 5 root 5 as it is with a comma sign. 25 square root will be 5. Inside the square root 3 will be there. So the two surds which are present over here is having one third part as root 5, other third part is root 3. So if you'll observe, the third portion is not same, the other radicand is not same. So these both are unlike surds. They are unlike surds. Okay, so what did we learn on this page? We learned how to calculate simplest form of the surd, and then we learned what is like surd or unlike surd. Okay, now let's go to the next portion. In the next portion, in the next part, we'll be learning how to compare surds. Comparing surds means you should know which one is greater, which one is smaller, or either both of them are equal. Okay, so we need to compare the surds. Now when we compare the surds, the first thing is you need to see the surds. Now this surd, if you will see, it is root 2 root 3, right? We cannot compare them. Either all the numbers should be out the root, otherwise all the numbers should be inside the root. The 7 which is there, we'll have to put it inside, 5 we'll have to put it inside. Okay, now this 7 which is there outside, 7 root 2, how it will go inside is, it will become a square and go inside. 7 square is 49. So it will become a square and go inside. Similarly 5 root 3 which is here, 5 will go inside the root when it will become a square. 5 square is 25. So this will become 49 twos are 25 threes. Let's calculate 49 twos are 98, and 25 threes is how much? 75. Now you can compare and see that 98 is greater than 75. That means root of 98 will also be greater than root of 75. Okay, now where did we get root 98 from? We got root 98 from 7 root 2. So 7 root 2 will be greater than root 75 we got from 5 root 3. So 7 root 2 greater than 5 root 3. Now next we see the next sum, root of 247 and root of 274. Now here if you'll observe, we don't have any number outside. The whole surd is in the root sign. Okay, so we can directly compare the numbers over here. You can see that 247 is smaller than 274. 247 is smaller than 274. So that means the root also will be smaller. Root of 247 will also be smaller than root of 274. So here we can directly compare the roots. Okay, so this sum was easier one. Directly you can compare the roots. We have more sums over here. Let's try one more sum. 5 root 3 and 9. Now this 5 root 3 is having a third portion, whereas 9 is not having a third portion. So you cannot compare them. So what we will do is, here we are having root. Let's push this 5 inside. This 5 goes inside and becomes 25 into 3. Okay, now 9 also we have to write in the root form. 9 is square root of 81. 9 is square root of 81. So this will be 25 threes will be 75, and root of 81 as it is. And now you can compare very well and see which one is greater. 81 is greater than 75. So you have root of 81 greater than root of 75. Now root 75 we got from whom? 5 root 3. So write here 5 root 3 less than root 81 we got from 9. So this is the answer. Now the next sum is 2 root 7 and root 28. Okay. Now 2 root 7 and root 28. Again 28 is fully inside the root. We don't have any number outside. But here 2 is there outside. So let's push 2 inside. 2 will go inside as a square. 2 square is 4. 4 into 7. And this 28 as it is. 4 sevens are 28. And this is also 28. Both are same. So we can put an equal to sign over here. So root 28 we got from 2 root 7 equal to root 28 as it is. So these both surds are equal. Okay. So this is how we compare the surds. Now let's go to the next part of the surds. These are all small operations which can be done on surds. Like for example, identify which is surd, which are like surds, which are unlike surds, how to add them, how to subtract them, how to divide them. These all are 2 mark sums which we are doing today, which we will be doing in exercise 2.3. 2.3 is your homework. These all sums are from 2.3 exercise. These all sums are of 2 marks, short sums. Okay. So now we will be learning operations on surds, how to operate surds, like how to add surds, how to minus surds, how to multiply them, how to divide them. Okay. So we'll be learning the first operation, that is addition subtraction. We'll be doing addition subtraction. Now remember children, for adding and subtracting surds, you should be having like surds. That means both the surds should be like. If they are not like, you cannot add them. Okay. So in the first sum, if you'll observe, 5 root 3 and 8 root 3 are supposed to be added. This is a root 3 surd, this is a root 3 surd. That means both are like surds. So we can add them. Let's add them. Okay. Root 3 will come out common, or you can directly add them. 8 plus 5. 8 plus 5 will give you 13 answer. 13 root 3 is the answer. Root 3 common outside. If you want the intermediate step will be like this. See, root 3 will come out common. Inside 5 plus 8 will be left. And 5 plus 8 is 13. 13 is outside the root, not inside the root, outside the root. 13 root 3. Okay, so you have 13 root 3. Now see this sum. In this sum, if you'll observe, root 5. These both are same. So I can operate them. 9 minus 4. 9 minus 4 will be 5 root 5 plus root 125. Now root 25 looks little different. It's not similar to root 5, but we can make root 25. We can factorize it and we can make it smaller. Let's try to make it smaller. 5 2s are 10, 2 carry, 5 5s are 25. So we have 25 5s are 125. 125 can be written as 25 5s. This will be 5 root 5 as it is. 25 square root is 5. Inside the root sign 5. Now can you see they both are like surds, root 5 root 5. So now we can operate them. 5 plus 5 will become 10 root 5s. Okay, so 5 root 5 and 5 root 5 will become total 10 root 5. Now let's solve this sum. Now in this sum, if you'll observe, root 7 is there, root 7 is there, root 7 is there. All are like surds. Okay, so now, but we have one fraction over here. So let's keep this fraction little aside and let's add these two first. This is 1 root 7 and this is 2 root 7. So total becomes 3 root 7. 1 root 7 plus 2 root 7 becomes 3 root 7 minus the fraction part 3 upon 5 root 7. Okay. Now The next step will be we can remove root 7 common. Let's remove root 7 common. Okay. This root 7 is there, no? This will come out common. So inside the bracket 3 will remain minus here 3 upon 5 and root 7 outside. Now we know that fractions can be added or subtracted only when their denominators are same. So here denominator of 3 is 1 and here denominator of 3 is 5. So we cannot minus them. So either we'll have to make the denominator same, and we know the method of denominator same is by cross multiplication or LCM method. Let's do cross multiplication here. 5 3s are 15 minus 1 3s are 3 upon 1 5s are 5. Fifteen minus 3 will be 12 upon 5 root 7. So the final answer is 12 upon 5 root 7. Okay. So this is how we will be adding and subtracting the surds. Now in the next page we will be learning how to multiply the surds. Multiplying surds is very easy, children. In multiplying surds you don't have to see whether it is like or unlike. You can directly multiply them. Here see, if you'll have this 3 is there, 12 is there, 18 is there, you can directly multiply the inside numbers 12 and 18. Okay, but 12 and 18 multiplication will be quite hectic work, because after multiplication you have to write them in simplest form also. Simplest form. So what, you have two methods. Either you multiply directly and then make it simple, or first only make it simple and then multiply. So you have two methods over here. So let's do one thing. Let's make simple first. Because 12 into 18, if we want to do, we will have to go in the working column and do 12 into 18. Let's make simple here itself. 12 can be written as 4 3s are 12. 18 can be written as 9 2s are 18. Okay, you can write 18 as 6 3s also, but 6 is not a perfect square, 3 is not a perfect square. So I choose 18 to write as 9 2s are, because 9 is a perfect square. This will be 3, 4 square root is 2, inside the root 3 will be left, into. This will be 9 square root is 3, inside the root 2 will be left. Okay, so 3 2s are 6, 6 3s are 18. All the outside numbers will multiply and the inside numbers will multiply with each other. 3 2s are 6. Done. Multiplication is done. Okay. Now I'll show you the other method. What you should have done. Other method. What some children do. What they will do. They will write 3 and 12 and 18. They will multiply directly like this inside the root. Which is also correct. It's not wrong. It's correct. Okay. Outside what is there? 1. So 3 1s are 3 they'll write. And root 12 into root 18 they'll write 12 into 8. Now 12 into 8 is not a small calculation. You'll have to go to the working column. So they'll go to the working column. 18 into 12 they'll do. 2 8s are 16. 2 1s are 2 plus 1 3. 1 8s are 8. 1 1s are 1. 6 8 9 10 11. 2 1 6. So this is 3 root of 216. Now the question says you have to make simplest form also. So again 216 you'll have to factorize. 216. 2 1s are 2, 0s are 8s are 16. 2 5s are 10, 2 4s are 8. 2 2s are 4, 1 carry, 7s are 14. 3 9s are 27. 3 3s are 3. 3 1s are 3. See, you can see a lot of calculations are there over here. So then they will write 216 as, here we have perfect square 4 into, here we have one more perfect square 9 into this 2 and 3 will remain as it is. 2 3s are 6. So this will be 3 into 4 का square root 2, 9 का square root 3 और root के अंदर 6. You get 6. So this will be 3 2s are 6, 6 3s are 18, 18 root 6. So this is another method. Now I have taught you both the methods. See, first method is you make it simple and then solve, and the second method is you solve it straight away and then you make it simple. So these two methods are there, which you find easy, you go for it, but I would prefer that you first make it simple and then solve, because then you don't have to move to the working column to do such big calculations. Now the next sum over here is 5 root 8 and 2 root 8. Now root 8 and root 8 is there. Okay, so root 8 and root 8 is there. We know that root 2 into root 2 is 2, root 3 into root 3 is 3, root 5 into root 5 is 5. Similarly, root 8 into root 8 will be 8. Okay, so 5 and 2 will become 10, 5 2s are 10, and root 8 into root 8 will become 8. Okay, root 8 into root 8 will become 8. So the final answer of this is 80. 80 is the final answer. Now let's see this sum. This one will be 3. Again 12 is not in the simple form. 12 can be written as 4 3s are 12. Okay, and 7, 15. How you can write 15? You can write 15 as 5 3s are 15. Any other format is there in which you can write 15? No, 15 can be written as only 5 3s are. And in 5 3s are, there is no perfect square. Neither 5 comes out, neither 3 comes out. So 5 3s are is not a perfect square. So we'll write 15 as it is. So this will become 3 into 4 square root is 2. Inside the root 3 remains, into 7 root 15. So all the outside numbers now will multiply. 3 2s are 6, 6 7s are 42. And all the inside root numbers we multiply. 3 into 15. That will become 42. Root of 15 into 3 is how much? 45. Okay. Now the sum is over? No, the sum is not over still. If you'll observe, 45 can be written as 9 5s are. 45 can be written as 9 5s are. You need to be very quick with your tables over here, children. Those who are good with their tables, the sums will become very fast for them, calculation and all. Okay, 45 can be written as 9 5s are. This will become 42. 9 square root is 3 and inside the root 5 remains. So this will become 126 root 5. So the final answer is 126 root 5. Okay, now let's go for the next type of sums, that is division sums. How to divide? Again, divide is much easier. Root 98 divided by root 2, you can directly write like this. You can directly write both of them inside the root. 98 upon 2. 98 upon 2, when you cancel, what do you get? 2 1s are 2, 2 4s are 8, 1 carry, 2 9s are 18. So you get root of 49. Answer is 7. Now root 310 divided by root 5. This will be root of 310 upon 5. Let's cancel 310 by 5. 5 1s are 5, 5 6 are 30, 1 carry, 5 2s are 10. So the answer over here is root of 62. Now 62 can be reduced further if you try. Let's try and see 62 can be reduced or no. 62. 2 3s are 6, 2 1s are 2. Okay, 31 is a prime number. 31 doesn't go in any of the table. So 62 can be written as 2 31s are. Neither 2 is perfect square, neither 31 is perfect square. So here no number will come out. 62 will remain as it is. Let's go for the next sum. Root of 125 divided by 50. Let's divide it. 125 divided by 50. Okay, let's go in the working column and do the cancellation. 5 10s are 50, 5 2s are 10, 2 carry, 5 5s are 25. 5 2s are 10, 5 5s are 25. So you are left with root of 5 upon 2. So here you have root of 5 upon 2 as the answer. Okay. Now let's go to the next sum. Rationalize the denominator. Rationalize the denominator means, children, in the denominator whatever is the third part, you need to remove them off. You need to make them vanish, the third part. Okay. So in the first sum, if you will see, 3 upon root 5 is having down. In the denominator, the third part is root 5. And we know that when we do root 2 into root 2, we get 2. When we know root 3 into root 3 is 3. So root 5 into root 5 will give you what? 5. Right? So what we are going to do is, we are going to multiply a root 5 over here. So that root 5 into root 5, it becomes a 5. Okay. But according to Max, it is clearly said, when you multiply something in the denominator, you have to multiply the same thing in the numerator. So the same root 5 gets multiplied in the numerator. And when you multiply root 5 in the numerator, this becomes 3 root 5. And in the denominator, you have root 5 into root 5 as 5. Now you will say, teacher, where it is rationalized? Either here third is there. But in the sum they have said, you have to rationalize the denominator. Denominator, third part is gone. So our work is done. In denominator there was a third part, root 5. We removed it. So our work is done. We call this as conjugate, children. Conjugate means root 3. When you multiply with root 3, you get the answer 3. So root 3 conjugate is root 3. Or if I'll say root 7, when you multiply with root 7, you get 7. That means root 7 conjugate is root 7. If I have 4 root 2, when you multiply with root 2, forget this part, only see the third part. 4 root 2 into root 2, this will become 4. Root 2 into root 2 is 2, that is 8. Becomes a rational number with no third. So the conjugate of 4 root 2 is root 2. This is how we do the rationalizing work. You will be doing rationalizing work in the next exercise also. So rationalizing work can be done only with the help of conjugate. You need to understand what is this conjugates. Okay. Now see the next sum. The next sum is 5 upon root 7. Now this 5 upon root 7, if you'll observe, root 7 you need to make vanish, right? So you multiply root 7 down. Root 7 into root 7 will become 7. The same root 7 you multiply up. So this will become 5 root 7 upon root 7 into 7 is 7. The denominator third part is gone. That is what we are told to do, rationalize the denominator. That means denominator, whatever is the third part, you need to make it vanish. Okay. Now see the next sum. The next sum is 6 upon 9 root 3. Now if you will observe, in the denominator we have 9 root 3. But your concern is not 9. Your concern is this third portion, root 3. This you need to make vanish, not 9. So you need to multiply conjugate of root 3. Okay, both up and down, that is in numerator and denominator. 9 root 3 into root 3 into root 3. Okay, so this will become 6 root 3 upon 9 into, what is root 3 into root 3? 3. Now if you will observe, cancellation happens over here. 3 ones are 3, 3 twos are 6. So this will be 2 root 3 upon 9. Final answer, 2 root 3 upon 9. This is how we rationalize the denominators. Okay. Now a quick revision of today's lecture. In today's lecture we saw what is surds. Remember children, whose roots, whose cube roots cannot be calculated, such numbers are called as surds. Whose surds are those who are irrational roots. Okay. After that we learned what is order and what is radicand. Okay, how to find order and how to find radicand. The surds of order 2 are called quadratic surds. In this lesson we'll be learning only quadratic surds. Okay, after that we learned some operations, some small 2-mark sums on surds. That is, the first type was simplest form of surd, how to calculate simplest form. Then how to identify like surds and unlike surds. Then we learned how to compare the surds, which one is greater, which one is less, whether they are equal or no. Okay, equal and all. And then in the next part we did some operations on the surds. Operations means add them, subtract them, multiply them, divide them. So the first section we learned how to add them. When they are like, you can add them and subtract them. Then in the next section we learned how to multiply them and then make it into simple form. Then we learned how to divide the surds also. These all are 2-mark sums, children, how to divide the surds. Okay, then we learned how to rationalize the denominators. Okay, if in the denominator surd part is there, you need to remove off that surd part by multiplying the conjugate. That is how we rationalize the denominator. Okay, this much we are doing for today, children. Your homework will be to solve exercise number 2.3, which is completely based on the things which we did in today's lecture. So see that you solve exercise 2.3 in your notebook, and before starting with exercise 2.3, make it a point to write the definition of surds in your notebook. Okay, now see you in the next lecture next Wednesday. Till then, God bless, stay happy and stay healthy. Okay.